Oh, I was going being recorded.
Yeah, sorry, I totally forgot up until now. So we are recording this so people can watch this back later, or anyone who misses it can jump on and watch it at a later time.
That's fine. So like I said, I'm cutting it very finely with the knife. Very bizarre, because I started to cry earlier, and I don't usually have that problem with the Thermomix. That's in. That's fine. Then some more. Again, here.
So Penny's using her really gorgeous limited edition black Thermomix that we had earlier in the year. So hands up in the chat box, all the people who managed to get themselves one of these gorgeous beauties. I got one and they do look stunning.
I know, I just like the black and the white, you know, the yin and the yang.
Yeah, salt and pepper.
Yeah. Ebony and ivory. All right, so that's all. Putting this on, it's asking me to put the simmering basket back so that there's more of the air or the steam can come out, and there won't be so much moisture or sweat in the bowl when I'm caramelizing the onion. So I'll get the simmering basket. One here, and away we go. So that's 20 minutes at 120 on reverse. So you'll see when you look at the recipe, there's like the arrow going backwards on like a belt. That means reverse. So it's stirring, but it's not cutting with the blades. And so that's 20 minutes there. So while that's cooking, because they are tartlets, I have this tray here, and I'm going to be putting the pastry in each of these, and that's what the caramelized onion and goat's cheese goes into. I just want to say, yeah, it's guided, not compulsory. I'm using short pastry. That's a great pastry to use for bacon and egg pies. You could make mini bacon and egg pies. One thing my mum used to do is used to roll out a slice of bread and then use, you know, those like scone cutters and cut that shape and then put it into these. Maybe it was a 1970s thing, but you can create it and use any kind of pastry. You could use sweet pastry and do some lemon tart. Okay, anything fits the queen.
Awesome. So we'll leave you to do your little pastry shells, and then you're going to pop those in the oven and pre-bake those?
Yes.
Yeah, awesome. So we'll leave Penny to do that. So we've got a few black Thermomix lovers in the comments. Alicia has called hers Betty White and Sirius Black. So I love those names. That's fantastic. And we do have a couple of people asking if they're going to come back. Unfortunately, no, they were a limited edition. So they were a one-off, once only kind of deal. So if you got one, woo, but yeah, for those that missed out, sorry. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go over to Kim. So I will just spotlight Kim. Kim, do you want to introduce yourself and then let everyone know what you're making?
Hi, everyone. Sorry, there's just stuff on my screen. I'll get rid of that one. Hi, I'm Kim. I'm a Thermomix consultant in Hamilton, and I've been with Thermomix for about 7.5 years, and been a consultant and owning a Thermomix. Yeah, I come from the hospitality industry, so when I saw the Thermomix, I knew it was something I had to have in my kitchen to help with little bits and bobs and be like a little bit of a sous chef. So today I'm making classic egg and cress sandwich. I'm going to start with that. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the egg mode on the TM6. So it's just a touch screen, and I'm going to swipe to the right there, and we've got the egg mode, so you can cook your eggs straight in the, sorry, you can't really see my screen, straight in the Thermomix. So it's you can put 2 to 6 eggs, gives you a little bit of an idea, and then of how to do the cooking. And then if you want it soft, medium, or soft, medium hard boiled. So it just gives you an idea of what temperatures to do, settings to do those on. Inside your bowl, you have little dots and lines to tell you a rough estimate of 500 mils, a litre, and then up to 2 litres. So I'm going to put in a litre of water. Sorry, keep moving the screen. So I'm just going to fill it up to the litre mark. And I'm just going to do 4 eggs. And you can put them straight in there with the blades. These are good for breakfast too. And then on your screen, I'm just going to go, I should have put the lid on. Just soft, medium. And that just automatically will check how warm my water is, and then heat it up, and then it's actually just telling me that it's going to be for 10 minutes cooking. So I'm just going to cook those, and then you can come back to me and I'll show you the rest of the sandwich.
Awesome. Thanks, Kim. So the beauty of the egg boiler mode is you know that they're going to be perfect every time. So while this recipe doesn't use the egg boiler mode, it's just such an easy way to cook. So yeah, great little tip for those recipes that ask you to cook the eggs. Right, so now we're going to head over to Tessa. So same for you, Tessie, if you want to introduce yourself and let everyone know what you're making.
Hey, I'm Tessa, so I'm based in Te Kowhai, just north of Hamilton. I've been a consultant since end of January when the BLEs came out, or they were advertised. Mum said to me, oh, you know, we'll go halves and get one for your birthday. And I said, well, why don't I earn one? And so now I have 2. I have my white, and then I have the BLE in the cupboard. Unfortunately, both of them don't fit out. So I swap them around every week, so they both have love. So today I am making blueberry scones with honey and walnut butter. So I've saved it into my week. So we will just crack straight into it. So turn my oven on. Says preheat oven to 200 degrees. Line baking tray with baking paper. Well, I'm not doing that because what a waste of money. I use the rose gold and the oven liners off the mix shop. Okay, so 350 grams of flour. Let's see if I can do this without tipping it all out. Perfect. 1 tablespoon of baking powder. 1 pinch of sea salt. So I know Odette, our BDM, makes these all the time for her family at night for lunches the next day. So I'm very excited to go eat these tomorrow, Odette. Okay, so 4 seconds on speed 5.
Got to have scones on a high T, right? So I thought blueberry scones sounded amazing.
All right, so that just mixes. And you think, you know, 4 or 5 seconds isn't very long, but it's long enough in the Thermomix, which is great. So because I pressed next and then I took my lid off, I need to tear the scales back to 0. So, which is the great thing with the Thermomix. We're doing 125 of butter. I'm just a little bit short. Can't be short on butter and scones. 80 grams of caster sugar. And popping the lid back on with measuring cup. And this is 4 seconds at speed 6 this time.
So quick.
So we'll have a look at that again. So it's now just all crumbs. That 125 grams of butter is gone.
So the beauty of that is you don't have to do that old rub it between your fingers to get it, which always took forever.
Yeah. And so we've got 180 grams of buttermilk. I make my own with white vinegar. Because I always have milk and butter in my house. Milk and vinegar in my house. So give this another. So this is now 20 seconds on the knead mode. So this is the mode where you want to watch it if you're kneading for a long time, or popping. The other idea some consultants do is popping something in front. So if you hear that fall, you've got a few seconds to get to your Thermomix. Obviously a dish like this wouldn't be so bad, but if you're doing big breads and things like that where it can be minutes of kneading.
Another really cool option for those out there that are making lots of breads is Thermomix have just released the new glider board. So that is designed for your Thermomix to sit on it, and it has special little kind of like indents into the board so that your Thermomix will stay in the right place, but it also allows you to move your Thermomix across the bench as and if you need to. So they're a really great option. They literally were released today. So brand spanking new, and you can find those on the Mix Shop, or get in touch with your consultant, because for the month of June you can get one of those as a host reward, so either free or heavily discounted. So yeah, that's another really cool option, and they come in 3 different colors, so you can match it to your kitchen.
All right, so that's now what it's looking like after 20 seconds of the knead mode. Sorry, you'll have to excuse if you can hear my dog barking. Got a puppy in the background.
The joys of working from home, hey?
Okay, so 200 grams of blueberries.
Are you using frozen or fresh there, Tessa?
You brought frozen because they're cheaper and
yep,
you get more in a packet.
Are you chucking them in frozen, or did you defrost them first?
No, they were all frozen.
Cool.
I pulled them out of the oven about 5 minutes ago. The freezer about 5 minutes ago.
Awesome.
So now it just says stir gently with a spatula until the blueberries are partly mixed in, and the mixture will be clumpy.
Awesome. While you're doing that, does everyone want to pop in the chat box? Do you make scones regularly? And if so, what is your favorite flavor? My family are a bit partial to date. You've got to have date, always the best. Real old school scone flavor, or cheese. We're a bit plain Jane with our scones in our house, but yeah, let me know. What else is everyone else making? Some people are really creative with their scone flavors.
We only have cheese and bacon. I never made a sweet scone before, and I can't.
Oh, really? Oh, I would have never thought to put blueberries in one, to be honest. So,
right. So just stirred it in enough. And then it says tip onto a lightly floured surface. Well, again, I don't do that sort of thing. I just use the Thermomix oven mat. This is my savior of life.
So everyone's in the chat box is saying they're pretty plain Jane. We've got some cheese, savory ham and cheese, bacon, onion, cheese, and parsley. That sounds yummy. Bet that's a tasty scone.
I think the controversy would be what you put on top of your scone once it's cooked.
Yeah, well, Kerry's just said she does cheese, but served with jam.
I do cheese and bacon with golden syrup.
Golden syrup. Wow. Alicia's just said they have cheese scones, but with jam and cream. Wow. There's some,
It would be very high tea.
Yep. Some unusual combos coming through. Interesting.
All right. So I've now got this out. I'll turn it down a bit. So, oh, my blueberries are trying to run away. Says roll into a ball. No, it doesn't. It says bring dough together into a ball. Some blueberries will burst. Then flatten into a disc approximately 2.5 centimeters thick. I feel like asking Odette if hers normally has this many blueberries in it.
It looks pretty blueberry laden, doesn't it?
Mine totally does. What I sometimes do as well is instead of blueberries, I use dates or sultanas, so I've actually only made it with blueberries once. And yes, it looked exactly like that. So you are doing a fantastic job.
Cool. And then
You're going to be like what's the, that's not Oompa Loompas, eh? Who ate the blueberry and went purple?
Violet.
Violet, yes.
Yeah. Are you going to make little circles? Can I just interject and like be bossy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you are.
Make it into a circle. I'm just going to make your life easier, right? So make it into a circle. So just tidy it up a little bit. Yeah, excellent. And maybe make it a little bit higher. So smush it all in so it's a bit thicker. Yes, excellent. Right. And then I'm going to get you to take your spatula. Yeah. And
spatula?
And then cut it like a pie. So I'd cut it into maybe
my mix.
That's even better. Yeah, through the middle. Yeah. And then you can either, you can do it into 6 or 8 or do 8.
Should I go on the angle?
Like a pie. Yeah, like on the angle. Yeah. And then just make wedge scones, because otherwise you're going to be faffing around with making circles. And nobody got time for that. Nobody. Yeah, scrape them up and then put them, separate them. Nobody got time for rolling out and making little pretty round things.
Okay, and then once they're on there,
look how good they look.
Delicious.
Yes.
Top them with some milk.
So much easier.
And
apparently it's not good for scones to like continuously roll them and press them and stuff, because they end up like little rocks. So you better like handling them as little as possible.
Oh, see, learn something new from everyone all the time.
Just saved you like 5 minutes of faffing around.
Ah, you're a legend. All right, so top them with milk and sugar and in the oven for 12 minutes.
Perfect.
So I'll see you guys soon.
Yep, thank you, Tessa. So now we are going to Kim. So I'm going to remove.
So I'm going to. So my eggs have finished, and I just tipped out the hot water, and I've just got them sitting in a bit of cold water at the moment. So we'll just leave those, and I'm going to make another dish now. So don't be confused. We're not putting hard-boiled eggs into ricotta and pistachio cheesecake. So I'm going to start that from scratch. So this, I haven't actually made this, but it looks really quick and easy. So it's just going to got 40 grams of sugar, and obviously you can use little substitutes and things like that. And it's got some lemon zest I popped in there, and we're just going to mill that down.
Yeah, so we made these cheesecakes at a recent class that we held in Cambridge, and it was the first time I had tried them, and they are delicious. And as you'll see as Kim makes them, they literally only take a couple of minutes. So super quick and easy dessert or little treat to do for parties or high teas or anything like that.
Scrape that down. Vanilla bean. I just get this vanilla paste, from the supermarket. So I'm just going to pop some of that in. It's a little bit easier to use. Shelled pistachios. So if you like these, make sure you get I think the packet said 140 grams, and it was just enough. So by the time you take the shells off, so make sure you get a couple of packets if you want to make this. And we're going to whiz that up. The lid on. Noisy.
So Sandy's just said that she's only made Thermomix scones once before. As we said, you shouldn't handle them too much, and hers were like rock cakes. Do people actually find their Thermomix ones light and fluffy? So yes,
and that's starting now.
Oh, I don't know what that is. I have made them a few times myself, and the first time I made them, they were really hard because I handled them way too much. But if you are a bit careful about how much you handle them once they come out of the bowl, then you should be good to go, Sandy. Maybe try another recipe too. Give another one a go. Sorry, Kim.
Sorry, my lighting's not very good, but it's actually nice and green. I didn't know how it was going to turn out, but Hayley assured me it was going to be good. So, and it smells actually already really good already. So the next ingredient is ricotta. And I actually made my own this morning. So there's a nice, easy recipe on Cookie Doo. I don't really use ricotta very much. And when I've bought it in the past, I found it quite grainy. But this recipe in Cookie Doo is super, it's like so smooth, I thought. It's really nice.
Was it quick to make, Kim?
Yeah, it was. So it's pretty much just 1.5 liters of milk, and I just heated it for 8 minutes, and then I popped in the vinegar, and then just mixed that through, and then just had to drain it. So once the vinegar is in there for a couple of minutes, it separates. It's the curds and the whey separate, and then you just use a muslin or a nut bag to separate it, and it was super duper easy.
Cool. And then the bonus is you have that whey there left to use, which someone was telling me is really great if you're making smoothies. You can put that whey in as your liquid, or if you're doing baking, use the whey in place of milk and stuff. So you're getting that byproduct and making sure you're making the most of your money and the products that you're using.
Yeah, definitely. So I just put in 50 grams of yogurt, natural yogurt as well. I'm just going to mix that for 20 seconds on speed 4.
Someone's asking which ricotta recipe you used, Kim. Oh, Kim may not be able to hear us currently while it's mixing, so we will ask her in a minute. Kim?
Yeah.
Someone's asking which ricotta recipe you used.
I'll find it, I don't know. I just typed in ricotta, to be honest.
Yeah, someone said they made it and yes, was quite dry and not smooth at all. So.
Oh, okay. I didn't squeeze it, like it said not to squeeze it too much, but I definitely got all the liquid out. I'll have a look. I'll have a look and I'll find which one it was.
Thank you.
It's not quite as green as I thought it was going to be, like the picture, but my lighting's not very good, sorry. But what I'll do is that's actually the recipe that's done. So I'll just put it in a little glass, and then I will show you at the end what it looks like.
Thank you, Kim. Yeah, so super quick and easy recipe, that one. I mean, literally 2 minutes and you have a dessert. So I definitely recommend giving that one a go because it is delicious. Awesome. So we'll come back to see that presented at the end. We are going back to Tessa.
Hey, sorry. Hey. I'm just cutting some butter for the fry pan.
Oh.
All right, so we are now making Oh, we are now making, sorry, mind blank, rolled salmon pancakes, which I very quickly asked to make because I love salmon in my house, but no one else does. So this is a recipe that I will eat by myself. So my lunch tomorrow, thankfully. All right, so grab my bowl. So starting, it says 200 grams of buckwheat flour. I've never used it before, so I had to buy it. Can anyone tell me what buckwheat flour is?
Buckwheat is a grain, so you can buy the buckwheat whole and mill it in your Thermomix. It actually works out a bit cheaper to do it that way. So I just mill it myself.
Is that just a different, instead of using like white flour?
Yep. So I believe it's a gluten-free option. It has a bit of a nuttier taste. So yeah, it's quite tasty.
All right, cool. So that was 150 grams of milk, a teaspoon of fine sea salt.
Sandy said she's seen buckwheat growing in the Hamilton Gardens. Oh, that's cool.
I know what to look for. I never measure my salt and pepper. I just go by how many turns I feel like doing. And now we're going to mix it speed for 1 minute on speed 3.
While Tessa's got that going, I've actually created a poll just out of curiosity to see whether everyone's got a Thermomix yet, and if so, which one you have. So that should be popping up on your screen now. So if you want to click on that and let us know. Oh, yep, people are going. So far, mainly TM6 owners. What else have we got? We've got a TM5 owner and a TM31 owner. It's always interesting to see what our watches are made up of. Cool. So we're sitting on 92% of people have a TM6. We've got 5% with a TM5 and 3% with a TM31. And nobody who doesn't own one. So that's good to know. We're all Thermomix fans here today.
Alrighty. So, ooh. That's what it looks like. I can smell it. I can smell it for sure. So now we're putting the butterfly whisk in. So do we all know that on the butterfly whisk, you won't be able to see it on mine, but it says max 4 on it. So we know not to go over speed 4. I've had lots of consultants tell me this in the last few months. And we know that we go on the, sorry, I'll try to hold it up, on the blunt edge of the high side of the blades, and it will sort of lock into place so it can't come out. So insert the measuring cup in the lid. So now it says 1 minute on speed 2. Meanwhile, follow the next step, which is gradually pour 300 grams of water into the mixing bowl lid. So this is where the emulsifying can come in. If you're doing mayonnaise and things with the little holes mixing lid, with the measuring cup.
Yeah, so the beauty of that lid is that it just dribbles in, so you don't have to be too pedantic about how slowly you pour it in. It also means it's really, really easy for things like separating your eggs, so you can crack your egg straight onto the lid and the whites will drop down and the yolks will stay sitting up on top of the lid. So just really handy for those sorts of things. We'll
and then you don't break the yolk.
Yes. So Penny's just showing us her onions are finished.
Yes. So my onions are finished. Oh.
Yep, you're right, Penny, go.
So like I said, for myself and my family, I would chop the onion and then caramelize it. These are quite a bit bigger. You can see kind of like, so, but that's fine because that's still good enough for Her Majesty. So what we're going to do is put a dollop of the caramelized onion, which smells fantastic. Smell-o-vision, whoosh, whoosh. So caramelized onion, and then some of the goat's cheese, and then the recipe called for, I can't remember which herb, but I have a beautiful plant in my garden, so I'm going to put basil on, just to very cold. And I really like the basil taste with cheese.
Yeah.
So another thing is, one of the keys of the Thermomix is, well, for me, stepping out cooking things. So with the pastry, not using so but using the pastry I used. So I tried 2 different things. This is the sheet cut into 9, so 3 by 3. And then this one was cutting it into 16. So, 4 by 4 on the sheet of bought pastry. This will actually look nicer when it's done, a bit easier at your high tea. But showing how you can, do it however you like. I could have used bread or phyllo pastry, or it could be a sweet dessert. But I'll be filling some of these and then pop them for a few minutes for the cheese to just melt slightly. All right.
Awesome. Thanks, Penny. Right. So back over to Tessa.
All right. So, right, this doesn't, I don't think it's mixed properly. I've never made this recipe, so I don't know. But it just seems a little bit thicker on the side than in the middle. Can anyone give me?
If you think it's thicker on the side, maybe chuck it back on for another 20 seconds. Give it a little bit more of a whip. This is a new one for all of us. So we're learning together. But again, with these guided recipes, it is sometimes using a little bit of your own intuition, isn't it?
Yeah, so I've just scraped down the sides. That will help. And I will drop it down to 20 seconds. Speed 2, which is better.
So if anyone who's not aware, the guided recipes you can change. So Tessa was able to just go back a few steps. So you've got the little back arrow. So you can go back, and then even though those times and temperatures and everything are set there, if you touch the dial, you can adjust them. So you're not limited to what is in those recipes. You can change them as and if you need to. So very handy.
And on a side note of that, my scones have come out of the oven.
Wow. Look at
They
those.
smell really, really yummy.
They look delicious.
I probably could have cut them into 10 because they are really big. But that's right. My husband won't complain at work tomorrow.
Breakfast?
Probably. All right, so that looks a lot better. So I'm just going to unattach the whisk. Let's remove butterfly whisk and transfer into a bowl and set aside. Well, I'm not using a bowl. I'm going to use our cupcake pen. So let's see. Let's not risk it. Do we all know this trick?
Yeah, so I was just going to say the cupcake pen, for anyone who's never seen it before, is something that we have on the mix shop. And it's just really handy for things like making pancakes or filling your muffin trays and stuff, because it's just super easy to keep it all contained and not end up with a mixture everywhere.
And then using the lid of the Thermomix to tip into everything, yeah.
Yeah, that lid fits on it perfectly, doesn't it? So it makes an amazing like little drip catcher.
It does. All right.
One of those.
What was that, Penny?
I've just ordered one of those. Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
You know, my family likes being in the kitchen, but sometimes with cupcakes and things, it ends up on the tray. So it should be good.
Yeah, it is a really handy trick when the kids are helping in the kitchen.
All right, so I've done that now. I've got a little fry pan heating up. Hold on, move my screen back a bit more. So I'm assuming these pancakes are meant to be quite thin, are they? Yeah,
I believe so, because we're going to roll them. So we would want them quite thin, almost crepe-like, I'm thinking. Oh, someone ordered a cupcake pan and it arrived today. Oh, what are you going to make in it, Philippa? What's the first plan to make in it?
Well, I'm not very good at getting them pretty and round.
That's why you trim them.
The pressure of people watching.
Hey, the first one's always a dud too, right? When you make pancakes, that's what they say. You chuck out the first one and the rest are good.
Isn't there a meme that says your kids are the same?
Yeah. Yeah.
Assuming they won't need too long. So the next step on the Thermomix says pour a small ladle of batter into the center, then spread out thinly. Cook for 2 to 3 minutes each side, then transfer to a plate. Repeat, adding more butter where necessary until the batter is all used.
Awesome. That looks lovely and thin.
Yeah. And grab a little plate.
So yeah, so these would be a really great little afternoon tea option. They do say you can refrigerate them until ready to serve. So you roll them in Glad wrap and then pop them in the fridge so they keep that nice round rolled shape. So you could prep these ahead of time and then you just have to cut them and serve them on the day. So a really nice option.
You could store the pancake batter overnight too if you wanted pancakes first thing in the morning.
Yep, definitely. Again, the beauty of that cupcake pan, make the batter, pop it in the pan, and then just pop the cupcake pan straight in the fridge, ready to make the pancakes with the next morning.
Yeah. There's my first one, so I'm going to make them bigger this time.
Yep. Awesome.
Wow. No, nice and quick.
Yeah. Yeah, it cooked very quickly, didn't it? Awesome. So Penny has showed us her tart. So we'll go over to Kim and see how she is getting on. So I'll add her there. Has she disappeared? Are you there, Kim? Kim has a 12-week-old baby. So if she has disappeared, we may have lost her to the baby, possibly.
I can show my
Yeah, we'll go to you. Yum.
You can see now they've browned nicely and the goat's cheese is nice and soft.
Yep.
So yeah, I think the smaller size probably looks a bit better. Next time I could actually use phyllo pastry and follow the recipe, or B, maybe cut them a different shape, and then like a nice kind of crimpled circle shape and push that into the tray so that they look a bit more uniform. But it's still a very easy dish to do, and I think would look lovely when it's all plated up on a platter to go with all the rest of the high tea.
Awesome. Thanks, Penny. They look amazing. I'll definitely have to give those ones a go. I love goat's cheese. Awesome. I can see Kim's back now, so we'll go over to Kim. Hi, Kim.
I was always here. I was just in the background.
That's all right. I wasn't sure if we lost you to baby or not.
Oh no, baby's quite good sleeping. So
Good.
so I've got the recipe here for the classic egg and cress sandwich. So I want to show you a little trick. I know you won't be able to see it very well, but if you listen, so if you scroll down to where you got all the ingredients and the preparation, I've actually done the first 2 steps. So if I just click on step 3, it'll take me straight to that part in the recipe. So if you've got another recipe where it says prepare the rice or whatever, and you don't want to do that, you can just skip. So I'm already up to step 9 of 23 now. So it's asking for spring onion. So I'm just going to pop that in. And actually, that was when I was cleaning the lid. So we're just going to chop that up.
Yep.
3 seconds.
So the little being able to jump ahead in recipes is amazing too. So if you're making something, you know, that has, maybe it's scallops and pea puree and you're not doing the scallops, but you want the pea puree recipe, means you can just skip ahead straight to where you want to. So super, super handy.
Okay, the eggs. And 120 grams of mayonnaise, a teaspoon of Dijon mustard, some cayenne, a pinch of cayenne pepper, and salt and pepper. So I just made some mayonnaise this afternoon in the Thermomix as well. I used the cooked mayonnaise.
Yeah,
I need to find that ricotta recipe, don't I? I'll do that in a minute.
no worries.
So that's nice and easy and cheap to make your own mayonnaise. Honestly, it's so easy. And then we're just going to whisk that up, chop it up for 2 seconds. Again, you probably can't see it very well there, but I'll plate it up and show it to you.
Awesome. Okay. So are you using cress, Kim, or did you get sprouts or something?
I just got sprouts. I just got the like alfalfa.
Oh, yeah, because cress would be quite not your average thing to find in New Zealand, I'm going to assume. So
yeah, I just got the alfalfa sprouts. So I'm going to use those.
Yeah, cool. So we will, I can see Tessa's still making pancakes, but we'll go back over to her. How are those turning out now, Tessa?
They're good. So I'm just on my 3rd one.
Cool.
And they are.
Oh, look at those.
Looking a lot better now.
Yeah, you've nailed the shape now.
Practice and having a little fry pan that I'm doing them into the whole thing.
Perfect. So you're going to move on to the salmon filling for those now?
Yes. So I've cleaned and dried the mixing bowl, and we all know that the little robot has to be dry before we put it back in. We would have all learned otherwise. Sorry, I'll just grab my spatula. So this is 180 grams of cream fraiche, however you say it.
Yeah.
And then 30 grams of lemon juice. Sorry, I'll just flip this so they don't burn.
All right. I thought when I looked at this recipe too, often creme fraiche can be quite expensive. So I feel like you could quite easily substitute that for cream cheese as well, which is obviously very similar, to make it a bit more affordable.
I looked at that today, but it was $4.30 for a bottle of creme fraiche, and the cream cheese was like $4.20.
Oh, wow. Oh, well, there you go. Then it doesn't make a difference.
No, I didn't buy the Tartar one. I just brought, was it Meadow Fresh?
Yeah.
So 30 grams of lemon juice and 30 grams of chives. I don't have chives in my garden, so I'm just using parsley. But I was saying to Hayley before that 30 grams seems like a lot. So I use, how much is in my bowl? About 10 grams. 7 grams it is. And then 2 pinches of sea salt or to taste. And 2 pinches of black pepper or to taste. Lid. Now, if my husband was going to eat this, I'd have to put like 5 tablespoons of pepper because he loves his pepper, but not me. All right, so this one says 25 seconds at speed 1.5.
Awesome. I think I feel like this recipe would be really easy to change up as well. Like you could put some like cut up chilies in it would be quite nice for something a little bit different, you know, change out the herbs like Tessa's done. You know, you could really mix and match this one depending on what it's going to go with or what you fancy. Yep, dill and capers, yum, that would be delicious. Gosh, look at those.
There's my second lot of scones as a side note.
They look epic.
Those ones are a little bit more browned on top and that looks nicer.
Yeah.
All right, so it says transfer to a bowl and set aside.
Yum.
Smells, that creme fraiche smells really amazing. So I'm just going to pop into a bowl. As I'm watching my pancakes cook in front of me as well, so I don't burn them.
You're doing a great job at multitasking.
Isn't that a mum life?
Yep, mum life for sure.
So, Hayley,
Yep.
just wanted to say, I actually just remembered I have these in the house. So these are, this is a side plate, cup, and this saucer
Yep.
from Government House.
Oh, very nice.
So the Queen may have drunk out of these, or make sure that we do the plated up photo. But they're actually looking, these are the little mini ones on the looking very cute.
They look gorgeous.
Little size, yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, that's what you want for a high tea, that like bite size kind of size.
And it could be very Christmassy, very if you wanted it to be.
Yeah. And the recipe, I believe, did say you could serve it hot or cold. So, you know, again, you could prep those ahead of time and have a couple of different options ready to go. So, yeah, awesome. Thanks, Penny. How are you going, Tessa?
Do you want me to, shall I roll a few of these? I've made a handful now.
Yeah, well, if you want to roll one and show us one at least. Yep.
Right,
so obviously with time, I feel like this would be better if the mixture was cold and if the pancakes had time to cool down a little bit. So we're just kind of speeding up the process.
So the first lots have chilled down now.
Cool.
The first ones are well, marginally cold. I guess if you don't stack them on top of each other, they'll cool down straight away. So can we see this one that I'm working on?
Yep.
So slather some of, the one thing I've worked out with the parsley is it didn't actually chop it. I should have chopped it first.
Right. Yep.
That's all right.
The dry bowl.
Yeah. And then getting our salmon. And it says, so place pancake on a work surface and spread with 1 to 2 tablespoons of the chive cream. Then add 3 strips of smoked salmon from 150 gram smoked salmon cut into 3 centimetre long pieces.
Cool.
I brought salmon strips because
easy.
That's a lot easier for me. So I'm just going to plonk one on each pancake because salmon is amazing.
Yum.
We'll just pop it straight in the middle there. Can you guys see that all right?
Yep.
Then roll it up. And so if we weren't eating it straight away, pop it in some cling wrap, tighten it, so you twist the sides to make it nice and tight, and then it will hold its shape when we go to cut it.
Yum. I'm sure that's delicious.
They smell good. And I'll cut one and show you what the inside looks like.
Oh, yum. Look at that. How cute too. Like it looks great with that roll shape in it, doesn't it?
Yeah, so I guess you can, if you want them in bite size, you just cut them as big as you want. Just depending how many people you're feeding to how big you make your cuts.
Cute.
Yeah.
Those look amazing. Good job. You're going to have the most epic breakfast, blueberry scones and salmon pancakes.
And lunch tomorrow too.
Yeah, you'll be good for the whole day.
But you're eating it all day.
Yep. Awesome. I'll leave you to tidy that up. We'll go over and see Kim's sandwiches, and then we will come back to you to finish off that butter for the scones.
Yeah, cool.
So we're going to go back to Kim. I can see Kim's. Oh, look at your gorgeous cakes.
I always do this with burgers and fillings and stuff. I've always just put way too much filling in because I think I'm going to get this height thing going on. The first ones are a bit of an explosion, but the ones up the top, I took some of them out. So I just did 2 different types, like
They
triangles.
look yum.
But they look super cool.
I love your cake stand with the bunny on it. That is adorable.
It's a bit more Eastery than high tea, but anyway. So that's the egg sandwiches. Might just move the mix out of the way. And these are the little dessert cheesecake cups.
Yum. So did you just grate some dark chocolate on top of those?
Yeah, I did actually just put it on the chopping board and chopped it with a knife, just sort of sliced it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They look amazing. So good. What a cute, people would think you'd gone to a lot of effort.
I think definitely with the dessert,
Yeah. Yeah, they look amazing. Did you try the dessert, Kim?
Yeah, I did. But my husband had the most of it. But
he
loves pistachio nuts. So if you love pistachio nuts, it's a winner.
Awesome. Thank you. That's amazing.
Nice. I'll tell you what I did after I tasted it, and I just went back and I just mixed it for another 20 seconds because I felt and I actually went up to speed 5. So yeah, and that recipe, which I'm going to find, but it says it's homemade ricotta. I'm just going to find it on the cookie dough, and then.
Are you able to pop it in the chat box for us?
Yeah. I'll just make sure I get the right one.
Thank you for doing that.
Before everybody leaves.
Yep, we're going to go back over to Tessa to make the honey and walnut butter for the scones.
Yeah, I'll just move that to you.
Yeah, you're doing well.
All right, so I'm going to go, was it Kim that did that as well? Straight into the recipe and down to the step we're at.
Yep.
So, and then it says I'm starting a new recipe. Do I want to override? Do I want to quit my active one, which was my pancakes?
Yep.
So, the lid. That is the one thing I love with earning that second one is I've got 2 bowls.
Makes it so fast to swap between recipes, doesn't it?
I'd make it in half the time if I was using both of Thermomixes though.
Yeah.
All right, so there's 60 grams of walnuts in there. And insert the measuring cup and the lid. And we are chopping these for 1 second. So it said halves, but most of mine are whole.
Yep.
So we'll see if 1 second is enough to chop 60 grams of walnuts.
That's so fast.
Let's see. I've never made this one before, so I don't know what it's meant to look like.
Yeah, they look pretty good.
There's no massive chunks, so we'll say that's a win.
Yeah. I feel like you want to be able to taste the walnuts. You don't want them too small.
Yeah. So then it says transfer to a bowl and set aside.
We've just had a question in the chat box. Someone's asking if they didn't see all of this live, where do you go back to find the recipes later? If you RSVP to the event on Facebook, I will pop the recipe links in there. If you didn't RSVP for that, I'm just thinking where I can put it for you. I can copy and paste them all at the bottom here. Will that work for you, Sue? Just let me know and I'll pop all the recipes in the bottom there. Sorry, Tessa, carry on.
No, you're right. So now we're doing 180 grams of butter and it just says soft. So just a chunk of butter today. And look, I don't have enough. Hold on 1 second. I mixed my butters up because I was doing both of the recipes.
Yes.
Here we go. 180, 120 grams of runny honey. Love honey.
I feel like if you didn't like honey, this would be equally nice with like maple syrup. Give it that maple taste.
Yeah. So that's only 115, but that's okay. A pinch of sea salt. So this would be controversy of if you wanted it more salted, like salted caramel.
Yum.
Pop the measuring cup and lid on. And it now says 10 seconds at speed 4. I shall show you what it looks like to start with.
Cool.
Just a clump of butter, and there is no heat in this step. So it's not like it's going to melt it or anything.
I'm just popping all those recipe links in the chat box again for anyone who did miss them. Sorry, excuse my spelling. That's really bad. I was doing that fast. And the last one. So this is being recorded as well. So, oh, look at that. That looks delicious.
Sorry to interrupt you there, Hayley.
No, that's all right. I was just going to say this is being recorded as well, and it will get posted. So we have a YouTube channel where all the teams in our branch, our classes get posted up there. So you can go and you can watch previous classes we've done, rewatch this or anything else that you might want to see. So really good place to have a look if you need some inspiration.
All right, so it said scrape down the sides of the bowl, add the reserved walnuts, pop the measuring cup on, and it says 10 seconds at speed 3 this time.
Awesome. Oh, excuse me. Kim did pop the ricotta recipe in the comments as well for those who wanted to see which one she used.
Right.
Yum, look at that.
Now it's that honey. It smells amazing.
I bet.
Transfer to a small bowl. So, and serve scones warm with honey and walnut butter.
Yum. Makes a lot too, doesn't it?
It does. What else could you use this butter with?
I reckon it'd be nice on a cake, like if you had, made like an old-fashioned like Madeira loaf or something, like that kind of plain cake that just cools to have butter on it. Wouldn't something like this be delicious? Sandy's saying on fruit toast, pancakes. Yum, that would be delicious.
Love fruit bread.
Yum.
Hot cross buns, make some more hot cross buns.
Yep. Or as Odette calls them when she makes them at other times of the year, not cross buns. And she just doesn't put the cross on.
Too right. Why are we restricted?
Make them whenever you want them.
But that's how much it's made. So that's why I said, what else can I use it for? Because we're not going to use that much on 8 scones.
Awesome.
That's that one done.
So that would go with the scones. So that is all of our recipes tonight. I want to say a big thank you to my ladies for cooking with us tonight. I'll get them to hold up their dishes.
Yes, you can.
Yeah. Kim, are you able to hold up your one? Oh, Penny's got hers on her government house china.
Yes.
Looks awesome.
Oops.
Look at that. That looks delicious. Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, I hope everyone had a really good time and learned some new stuff tonight. And yeah, hopefully we'll have another one again very, very soon for you all. So thank you very much and have a nice night, everybody.
Have one more.
Oh, yes, the pancakes. It's rolling away from you. Gosh, those will be delicious. Awesome.
Yeah, thank you guys. This was